Welcome to Comics and Chaos. I'm One True Nerd King.
I'm Rage Theo, and we got a lot of news and updates from James Gunn on the future of DC. So let's talk about some books.
Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. I am so excited to be here and having this conversation. Huge shout out to our friends at Cover Price. Thank you so much for helping us get this information together so we can share it with you. Let's go.
Okay, starting us off at the top, we have Booster Gold. This is going to be a TV show. First appearance for this character is Booster Gold #1, 1985. Second best option for this is most likely going to be Booster Gold #6. That does have his origin. This is based on the fact that they'll most likely pull from this issue, given that it's a new character and they're going to want to give a good introduction to him. Speculation on this, it's got to be the Booster Gold #1. And this is a mouthful, but is the Baltimore Diamond Retailer Summit Sketch Edition. And that's one of the few harder to find Booster Gold variants out there because I don't think there are any other ones.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the brave and the bold. This is going to be Grant Morrison's take on Batman and Robin, specifically centered around the Damian Wayne situation. He's going to be considered a little SOB. I'm probably looking for this as the most refreshing take on Batman in quite some time because there's been a lot of bads. But let's get into these. Up first, Batman, Detective Comics 27. This might be out of the range for most of us. Okay, now let's talk Damian Wayne. First non-continuity appearance as a baby, Batman, Son of the Dragon, here right with this trade paperback. First cameo, face partially revealed, hidden in shadow of the last panel, and has dialogue, not named, Batman 655. Look for the rare newsstand variant. Second cameo has dialogue, full reveal in the last panel, Batman 656. Look for this newsstand variant as well. First full appearance cover and first unofficial appearance as Robin, puts on the costume, Batman 657. All right, on that next tier of great Damian books, you've got Damian's first official appearance as Robin, Battle for the Cowl #3. That's really flying under the radar right now. And I would say close runner-up, Damian, Son of Batman 1-4. Each issue has a 1 in 25 variant and a 1 in 100 sketch variant that are super rare and hard to find. Could be very interesting. All right, so what we know, people, about the Brave and the Bold, because there's some misconceptions out there. So let's get this right. This is going to be based on Batman 655 through 683. Grant Morrison's run. Note, there are people posting and buying Batman and Robin #1 by Grant Morrison. However, that series features Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian. Gunn specifically notes that this story is about Batman and his son. Now, the speculation is that James Gunn specifically mentions that this opens the door for the Bat family, alluding to joining the DCU. First, we've got Nightwing with Tim Drake, issue 442 as Robin. We've got Batgirl. First is Oracle. Seems like an obvious choice. And, you know, while hunting, look out for Jason Todd, aka the Red Hood, Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler, Harper Row as Bluebird, Cassandra Cain, Duke Thomas, aka the Signal. This family is huge. And the cool part is we may be seeing all of them finally. Or, you know what? I'd settle for one or two. I might be a little biased for the Red Hood situation, but it would be dope.
Okay, and next up we have Creature Commandos. This is an animated series, TV show with actors eventually playing live action counterparts.
First appearance, Weird War Tales #93. Now, this is the first original team. First, Elliot Taylor, aka Patchwork, Vincent Velcoro as the vampire, Warren Griffith, werewolf, and Lieutenant Matthew Shreve, leader of the Commandos. Now, it's important that none of these have been shown in the preview that Image Gun shared with us for the Creature Commandos, though that doesn't mean that they're not going to appear. But as of right now, Gunn seems to be really pulling a lot of these together on his own.
Next up, we have Creature Commandos #1 from 2000. This is the first modern team and solo series. It's also the first appearance of Captain Lucius Hunter, Aten the Mummy, and Bogman.
Note the Frankenstein that appeared in this series is known as Patchwork, who first appeared in Weird War Tales #93. Now, guys, it's important to note that Gunn doesn't seem to be leaning a lot on this series, so take that into consideration when looking for these books. Now, the first appearance of Frankenstein, Seven Soldiers, Frankenstein #1. So, various forms of Frankenstein have appeared with DC throughout over time. Now, however, let's focus on the version Gunn picked up for this animated series. This modern version of Frankenstein first appeared in Grant Morrison's, well, I mean, let's just be honest. Everything Grant Morrison seems to have done, James is picking up on right now. I think the man is clearly smitten with him. This may be the bromance that we've all been waiting for in comics. However, let's get back to reality. It should be noted that this version is distinct from all the previous versions as he chose the Frankenstein name for himself. Now, many sources cite Frankenstein Agents of SHADE as his first. However, this is not the case, as that version is still based on Seven Soldiers, though the character did receive slight aesthetic changes, more of a mohawk and a different chest plate in shade, which is James Gunn's version, does appear to have the most. So it looks like we're really pulling from character arcs and just that particular story with that look, but that is still the same character. That is still the same based on concept. So up next, we got Bride. The Bride first appeared in Seven Soldiers, Frankenstein #3. Like Frankenstein, the Bride Frankenstein has appeared in various other ways prior to this issue. However, James Gunn version resembles the Seven Soldiers version. And also, guys, please note, Bride was mentioned by James Gunn himself to be the focus of this series. Runners up, and we've got 4 entries, folks. Frankenstein Agents of SHADE #1. Nina Mazursky's first appearance. So she's the Shape of Water appearance that we see presented in James Gunn's presentation.
Second best is going to be the first Dr. Phosphorus appearance in Detective Comics 469. This was never originally part of the Creature Commandos, and as noted, Gunn is eyeing this character and has added him for a reason.
Weird War Tales #112. So this is the first GI Robot, aka JAKE2. All right, so first off, there have been many versions of GI Robot dating all the way back to 1962. However, based on the photo Gunn shared, GI Robot has a #2 on his helmet, leading us to believe that he is one of 2 versions, JAKE #2 in Weird War Tales 113 or GI Robot Mac II from 1966. Based on the look, specifically the red eyes and style of uniform, we feel this is Jake #2. Up next, The Fury of Firestorm #35. The first appearance of the Weasel, and we all know James loves to bring his brother into any universe he's working in, and it looks like we're doing it again, folks. All right, so Weasel has the ability to pretty much steal anything that he's in. So this is probably one of the oddest entries on this slate, and this is James really curating his own version of the team. That being the case, we feel like this is going to be a lot of a cross between Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy. So in our mind, Frankenstein Agents of SHADE #1 is probably going to have the most keys and the most impact on this series. Oh, folks, I've been waiting for this one. Lanterns, let's go! So this is going to be about Hal Jordan and John Stewart, right? This is going to be a very terrestrial-based series in the mind of True Detective, and honestly, I love True Detective. I think that was probably one of the best series of shows on HBO in the last few years. And to be honest, just thinking about Hal and John and the dynamics that they've shared, having to sit in a vehicle and figure out a mystery, a detective situation with each other, it's about to get real. First appearance, John Stewart, Green Lantern '87. First appearance, Hal Jordan, Showcase 22. I also think here that one of the second best is going to be Green Lantern #2. Now, this is the first meeting between Hal Jordan and John Stewart. Bar brawl where they really fight each other, and this is possibly going to influence Hal's reluctance at Stewart becoming a Green Lantern. Green Lantern 182, Hal Jordan gives up the power of the Green Lantern, and John Stewart becomes the new Green Lantern. Okay, so what is this series going to be based on? We don't know. In all honesty, James Gunn said True Detective, mind going all over the place already. But the image he shared was Green Lantern Earth 1, which had a very different origin for Jordan. And we're going to find this out together, folks. Guess we have to stay tuned. All right. And last but not least, there are so many other lanterns. We could be seeing different ones in every episode, strange updates coming across. But at the end of the day, in all honesty, Jessica Cruz has been name dropped on various occasions. And so in my mind, that's somebody I'm going to be paying attention to because Jessica Cruz is an extremely dynamic lantern in the DC universe. First mention and first appearance of her hand was in Green Lantern number 20 in 2013. Now, the first cameo was in Justice League 30 in 2014, but her first appearance was Justice League 31. And also, last but not least, her first appearance as a Green Lantern came in Justice League 50.
And next up, we have The Authority. This is going to be a movie. First appearance for The Authority is going to be, you guessed it, The Authority number 1, 1999. This is the first team book, first appearance of the second engineer, a scientist who's replaced blood with nanites. Also, Jerome Thorndike, a new doctor with reality-altering powers. It also features the Midnighter and Apollo from Stormwatch number 4. This is already taking off and hitting some pretty big sales. We have Jenny Sparks, who is the leader from Stormwatch 37. We also have Swift, who appears in Stormwatch 28. Second best, we're going to go Superman and the Authority number 1. This is where Superman teams up with the Authority in an effort to prove anyone can be a hero. Ultra Humanite has a separate team trying to take out Superman, and I don't think that's going to go well. This is based on probably a blend of everything from Stormwatch and the multiple series. Speculation for this one is Superman and the Authority number 1. It would offer a Superman/Authority crossover capability and get people excited for Superman in 2025, possibly introducing the Authority in the end credit scene to set up a future film. Two variants for this one. One is a great ensemble shot, while the other one is a dope headshot of Superman. This has an impact on Action Comics and Superman, Son of Kal-El.
Paradise Lost, TV show, Wonder Woman prequel, Game of Thrones-esque, what the fork's going on? First appearance, Wonder Woman number 1. This is the second series from 1986, and this is the first modern appearance of Themyscira and the first time it was ever named as such. So second best, Paradise Lost, the storyline from Wonder Woman 168 and 169. Now, this two-part story arc, Paradise Lost, has a great quote in here from the Mary Sue. In Paradise Lost, a feud between Diana and Hippolyta escalates into a full-blown civil war with various fractions in Themyscira jockeying for control. Although the new series is an origin story and not a contemporary Wonder Woman story, it will take some of these elements from the story arc, and if it does, it's easy to see why Gunn compared this to Game of Thrones. Okay, so let's let the mind wander for a moment here. This could be based on Wonder Woman's Historia, the Amazons. This is the origin of the Amazons, the first appearance of the tribe of Artemis, Hestia, and others. Again, we're getting into very Game of Thrones-ish kind of situations. Also note, you should take a look out for Wonder Woman 29. This is the first appearance of the tribe of the Bana Migdal, and this is the first appearance of Artemis, the Amazon, not the god.
Up next, we have Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. This is going to be a movie. And first appearance for this character, Kara Zor-El, is going to be Action Comics 252. Second best, we're going to go with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, number 1. This is based on the Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King. Gunn mentions that they will directly adapt the film from this series. The first issue is the easiest pickup of all the books announced on this slate. Speculation for this one is the B cover variants for the series, which are all beautiful. Rose's issue number 4 cover especially seems to be doing well.
All right, guys, this is where James Gunn himself says this is where it's going to all come together. This is where it's all going to start, this new future state, and that is with Superman Legacy, the new movie. Let's get into this one. All-Star Superman, written by Grant Morrison. Holy crap, Gunn just loves this, man. There are 5 covers to really keep in mind here when we're talking about All-Star Superman. The Standard, the Newsstand, the Neil Adams, the German edition. This was limited to 555, and the Free Comic Book Day edition. Oh, I love Free Comic Book Day covers. Oh, and spoilers, everybody. Keep in mind that Superman dies at the end of the storyline, so I don't really feel like we're going to kill Superman again this quickly. I have a feeling we're just going to be taking parts and pieces from this story.
And next up on the list, one of my favorites, Swamp Thing, the movie. First appearance, House of Secrets 92. Just an amazing book, an amazing cover. Second best, 1972 Swamp Thing number 1. Just a classic right there. And again, speculation for this one's going to be the New 52 issue number 1. Gunn specifically mentioned this will be a darker version as seen in this series.
So next up, we've got Waller. This is going to be a television show. First appearance, Legends number 1 from 1986. This is the first appearance of Amanda Waller, director of the Suicide Squad. And it's also the first appearance of Brimstone.
And at second best, we have Secret Origins number 14, 1987. This is the origin of Amanda Waller.
So this is going to be based on a spin-off from the Peacemaker TV series, which, takes place between seasons 1 and 2. Now, this is from James Gunn. I'm just going to cut to exactly James Gunn's quote.
This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol.
And speculation for this one's going to be Waller versus Wildstorm. This series was scheduled to release in fall 2022 and was pushed to spring 2023. This series introduces the Wildstorm universe into the DC continuity, which is essentially what James Gunn is doing. This series even specifically mentions the heavy inclusion of Jackson King, a member of Stormwatch and included in the Authority as a critic of the team's methods. Seems very on the nose for what is being built. I would keep an eye out for this series. And we want to give a huge shout out to Cover Price for providing us with all of the info for this video. If you're ever in need of searching for a comic book or organizing your collection, check them out at coverprice.com.
And remember, everybody, just collect what you love. You can never go wrong right there.
And guys, gals, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you, everybody. See you next week.